Hello, everyone. I'm Mac McAdams. I'm with InnoApps. I'm an industry director. And what we see is a lot of organizations, when they start to look at doing some type of a move and improve project to the cloud, they look at it from a pure economics perspective of gigabyte of storage or a CPU per hour, and how much does that cost in one location versus another. Now, we think just this simple economics-based approach misses a lot of things. We'll talk about later on in the what do we mean when we say move and improve. So generally, for the topic of today's discussion, we mean migrate to the cloud, move, and improve your current situation at the same time. Now, these improvements could be on the cost or the economic side, which we've already discussed. They could be operational efficiencies, performance efficiencies, or even on the high availability disaster recovery side. Our experiences have taught us that there's three core areas that we can look into. The first being the elasticity. Now, this is probably what everybody remembers in the earlier days of cloud, and it's referencing being able to scale up and scale down and paying for that infrastructure that you're actually using. On the second side, the second bucket is the operational efficiencies. So here we have quite a few good examples, and note we'll be talking mainly around Oracle workloads when we talk about these. But there's certain things that you can do around your Oracle workloads that'll stand out right away from the operational efficiency side. And lastly is performance gains. Yeah, the first big advantage we have in moving to the cloud is elasticity. And this refers to scaling up or scaling down based on your dynamic resource requirements. What we've seen when doing these types of studies is most organizations are either priced for their peak workload or they're priced for a little under that peak workload, which has its problems either way. Next, let's talk about the efficiencies of the operation. This is the area where we actually think you have the most to gain regarding efficiencies and advantages of moving to the cloud and doing an improved phase. And note, we're not saying that organizations don't have the opportunity to automate and gain efficiencies when they do an on-prem deployment. That's absolutely the case. We just happen to think that this is what really strengthens the business case of moving to the cloud. In my personal view, the overhead of these products is significant. In some ways, it's higher than the core product. If you can remove this work regarding the maintenance, the management, the security, the patching, and give all of this to the vendor, and then trust their SLAs and rely on that, then you're changing the model and you're gaining operational efficiencies within your group. The third pillar I want to talk about today is performance. So clearly when we modernize, whether it be in cloud or on-prem, Moore's law comes into play. We're talking about moving into the latest CPUs. So if you're comparing from 4 to 5 years ago, you're going to much more modern CPU architecture, and you're going to get a much better fit from that. Something really important to consider when you're moving to the cloud, and I know I've referenced it a few times so far, is being able to look at your entire Oracle license estate when you do move to the cloud. Odds are you've made a lot of Oracle licensing and CPU purchases over the past couple of years, and this serves as a ripe opportunity to evaluate whether what you purchased then is really what you need now. But again, I'd like to just show you a high-level overview of some of the next steps, and if you are interested, obviously feel free to reach out to me or anybody that I work with.